Hello, Beekman Elementary School. Welcome back. It's Monday, February 22nd. So nice to be talking to you today. Hope you're ready for a great week, because I am. And let's get started with the announcements. In the continuation of our theme of Black History Month, I would like to talk to you a little bit today about the Tuskegee Airmen. The Tuskegee Airmen were the first black pilots in the U.S. military at a time when there was widespread segregation in America, and most whites believe that black people could not be pilots because they were inferior. This, of course, was not true, and the Tuskegee Airmen proved it, which they shouldn't have had to do, but they did anyway. The Tuskegee Airmen trained at Tuskegee, Alabama during World War II, and when it was their turn to fight, they flew over 15,000 missions in Europe and North Africa. Some of their most important missions involved escorting bombers to their targets under heavy fire from the ground and from German airplanes in the air. The Tuskegee Airmen were excellent pilots, and they had a high success rate compared to other fighter escorts with white pilots. Many bomber crews began requesting the Tuskegee Airmen as escorts because they knew how good they were. The Tuskegee planes, with their distinctive red tails, became a mark of pride, and bomber crews knew they were in good hands when they saw the famous red tails flying alongside them. More than 150 Tuskegee Airmen earned the Distinguished Flying Cross for their bravery and expert flying skills. In 1948, all of the U.S. Armed Forces were integrated, meaning that the units were no longer segregated, and servicemen of all races and backgrounds would serve together. Many Tuskegee Airmen continued to serve their country and rose high in the ranks. Benjamin Davis, Jr. was the first black general in the U.S. Air Force. George Roberts became the first black commander of a racially integrated Air Force unit. And Daniel James, Jr. was our nation's first black four-star general in 1975. As we think about what these men went through to serve their country, we should ask ourselves, why did these men fight so bravely for their country overseas when it seemed that their country did not care about them back home? And would we have responded and performed like the Tuskegee Airmen under unfair practices and persistent discrimination? I mean, think about it. They were so brave and they did such a great job fighting for their country, yet they were discriminated against in so many ways, and they faced racism all the time, yet they were wonderful heroes for our country. And thinking bigger, when we think about racism and discrimination, what's our role in ending racism? And how can we stop the judgment of whole groups of people? Remember, when we say or think things that are attributed to a group of people, that's wrong. So for example, if I said women are weak, well, that's sexism, and that's wrong. If I said that all white people are smart, even though it's a compliment, it's still racism, and it's wrong. When people said that black people couldn't be fighter pilots because they were inferior, that was racism, and it was wrong. And the Tuskegee Airmen should not have been in the position of having to prove that they could fly fighter planes just as well as white pilots. Just like women shouldn't have to prove that they are capable, strong, or brave, like some men are. So these are just some of the things that we can think about and reflect upon when we look at heroes or we look at representatives that we look up to for our country or for our society. It's important that we don't just honor them as individuals, but we try to think about what they represent and how we can learn from them and help to make ourselves and our communities better places for everyone. So I hope you enjoyed the pictures of the Tuskegee Airmen today, and I hope you learned some interesting and helpful ideas today. So thank you for listening and reflecting along with me. So we don't have any birthdays to announce today, but we do have a thought of the day. This is our typical Monday thought of the day, that every day is a new beginning. So take a deep breath, smile, and start again. I know many students in Cohort A are disappointed that today is a remote day. I know many students in Cohort B, you didn't even get to come to school last week because of the weather, so I know that's frustrating, but what we need to do is still maintain a positive attitude. We can get through this as long as we maintain a positive outlook, right? So every day is a new beginning. Take a deep breath, smile, and start again. So that's all for today. Have a wonderful day. Keep up the good work, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye, Beekman.